10 freaky dolls you don't want to play with. Number 10. Patty Reed's doll. A doll shouldn't be reviled or had to give somebody the wet blankets. It may very well have an unusual outward appearance or be missing body parts from long stretches of moving around. Or then again it might have seen rehashed demonstrations of cannibalism. Such is the situation with Patty Reed's doll. Patty, 8 years of age, was heading out to California in 1846 with her family and different pioneers, a gathering referred to history as the Donner Party. As you may well definitely know, this gathering of voyagers got snowbound and went to eating bits of cowhide, mice, old bones and, at long last, each other. Halfway through their excursion, the Reeds solicited Patty to get free from all her toys and other pointless things to alleviate the wagon's burden. In spite of the fact that she went along, Patty figured out how to carry her darling doll underneath her voluminous dress. The doll, alongside the whole Reed family, wonderfully endured their hellacious venture west and had the option to appreciate an agreeable life in San Jose. Patty's doll is currently in plain view at Sutter's Fort State Historical Park Museum in Sacramento, California. While this doll isn't known to be spooky, it has a somewhat shocking spot. It's hard to take a gander at it and not promptly consider little Patty Reed biting on human substance. Patty and her doll's experience is convincing to the point that a youngster's authentic fiction book was expounded on it in 1956 and has been instructing kids from that point forward. Number 9. Voodoo Zombie Doll. Taking after something you'd pull out of your shower channel, this voodoo zombie doll started in New Orleans and was sold through eBay to a lady in Galveston, Texas. The eBay posting offered rules to submit to while claiming this doll. These included not expelling it from its silver packaging, a standard the lady broke when the doll showed up. She would come to lament that decision. The lady asserts the doll frequented her fantasies and would assault her more than once. She relisted it on eBay a few times and prevailing with regards to selling it, just to have the new purchaser get an unfilled box while the doll continued returning at her doorstep. Haunted or not, the doll is made of string and fabric and generally appears as though something you'd use to clean your stove, not play with. Most as of late, the doll entered the ownership of a self-declared phantom tracker who plans to make sense of its puzzle. Number 8. Joliet. What might you do if some portion of your family's inheritance was a spooky infant doll? That is the manner by which life is for a lady named Anna, the current mother to a little child doll named Joliet. For 4 ages, the ladies in Anna's family have been reviled to keep up a remorseless custom. Every little girl brings forth 2 youngsters, a kid and a young lady. For each situation, the child bafflingly kicks the bucket on its 3rd day of life. Anna's been revealed to Joliet was given to her then pregnant extraordinary grandma by a vindictive companion. Before long, her extraordinary grandma brought forth a kid, just to have it bite the dust on day 3. Giggles and barbaric shouts are heard in the night, originating from the doll. The family guarantees the calls of various newborn children can be heard, causing the doll to have all the earmarks of being the vessel for all the infant young men lost throughout the years. Number 7. The Devil Baby Doll. New Orleans has a history rich with old stories and voodoo. Legend has it that during the 1800s, a girl from a well-off family wedded an affluent Scotsman. A furious, desirous ex-admirer of hers looked for vengeance and solicited the queen from voodoo, Marie Laveau, for help. Laveau reviled the lady of the hour, a revile which worked out as intended when the lady started giving birth with her first youngster. The youthful mother passed on, yet not before bringing an unusual animal into this world. It is said this infant was simply the offspring of Satan. Laveau brought the child home and thought about it up until her passing. It's supposed that once the child kicked the bucket, it was covered close by her in the St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. The residents of New Orleans dreaded the devil baby. Individuals state it would stow away in the shadows and back streets, destroying devastation any place it went. To secure themselves, townsfolk would cut phony fiend babies out of gourds and balance the dolls outside their homes to startle off the genuine one. A portion of these dolls are said to even now exist today, however are uncommon and exceptionally coveted. In the mid-20th century, New forms of the Devil Baby dolls started showing up around New Orleans. These were said to look precisely like the genuine Devil Baby, and along these lines, these dolls were said to be possessed. Artist Ricardo Pustiano cases to have had the option to purchase leftovers of the final doll from that period and as of now reproduces them for procurement. Numerous clients have asserted these dolls are malevolent, tailing you with their glass eyes and proceeding onward their own. They accompany purchaser be careful alerts, since it shows up the soul of the Devil Baby is fit as a fiddle. Number 6. The Pulau Barbie. Barbie is ostensibly the most mainstream doll on the planet. So well known, truth be told, that a dead young lady mentioned it bought for her from past the grave. At the start of World War I, the British doubted numerous outsiders in their settlements, and the British Armed Force examined one German couple in Singapore in 1914 as potential covert operatives. The couple was gotten, yet their young girl got away, just to tumble off a precipice and kick the bucket. A place of worship was raised in her memory by local people in Pulau, with a porcelain special stepped area that as far as anyone knows contains a lock of the young lady's hair and her crucifix. The Barbie doll has just been there since around 2007. A man from Pulau had a similar dream 3 evenings straight, including a white young lady driving him to a toy store and to a Barbie doll inside it. After the third night, the man went to that store during the day and found the doll he had found in his fantasy. He got it and set it at the hallowed place, supplanting a urn that had remained there. Townspeople and travelers presently visit the doll, bringing contributions of things like lipstick and aroma, trusting the soul of the young lady will bring them good karma or recuperate them. If you can't make it to Singapore, you can at any rate purchase Mattel's Spooky Beauty doll for gatherers. Tragically, the doll is just wearing a spooky way, and it shows not many or no extraordinary inclinations. Number 5. Elmo. Since 1996, Elmo dolls have topped the occasion toy arrangements of youngsters around the world. There's not something to be remotely terrified of with regards to this uncorrupt beast. Until he takes steps to kill you. Such was the situation for the Bowman family. In 2008, 2-year-old James Bowman had an Elmo Knows Your Name doll. The doll was programmed to discuss its proprietor's name, alongside different other customized phrases. This specific doll realized James' name as well as preferred to incorporate execute before it. Elmo would sing Murder James, over and again, until James' distressed mother Melissa chose to put it out of the little child's sight. The doll just started regurgitating demise dangers after its batteries had been changed. Fisher-Price, the maker, offered the Bowmans a voucher for a substitution. It is obscure whether the family took the organization up on their offer. Number 4. Mandy. Mandy is a porcelain infant doll made in England or Germany somewhere in the range of 1910 and 1920 and gave to the Canal Museum in British Columbia in 1991. Mandy's giver had said she would hear crying in the late evening originating from the storm cellar, and it wasn't until after she parted with Mandy that the crying ceased. Though the crying halted for the benefactor, weird events proceeded as Mandy took up her new residency at the exhibition hall. Representative state snacks disappear, just to turn up somewhere else in the structure. Strides are heard when nobody is near, and office supplies like pencils and books consistently give off an impression of being in an alternate spot from where they were last placed. It set aside the historical center some effort to choose where to put Mandy. They state she was unable to be encased with different dolls since she tended to hurt them. Guests to the historical center say her eyes will flicker or tail you any place you walk. She likewise prefers to meddle with camera gear at whatever point anybody attempts to photo or film her. Number 3. Pupa. Pupa, Latin for doll, was made during the 1920s to take after its Italian proprietor. That pattern proceeds right up till today with dolls, for example, the American Girl Simply Like You line. However, back then, such dolls commonly utilized their proprietor's own hair. Pupa's proprietor guaranteed the doll addressed her. After the proprietor passed on in 2005, the family placed Pupa in a glass case, and reports state the doll presently intermittently changes position. Her outward appearance changes too, and she'll tap on the glass just as she needs to get out. She's likewise said to move things around in her showcase case. Number 2. Letta the Gypsy Doll. In 1972, Kerry Walton came back to his Australian old neighbourhood for his grandma's burial service. During this time, he chose to confront a youth dread by visiting a relinquished structure that had terrified him for a considerable length of time. At the point when he went to this house, he found an old doll underneath its patio. Kerry felt constrained to take it home with him, and they've been as one ever since. According to clairvoyance, the doll was made 200 years back by a Romanian rover for his child who had suffocated. The tramps had faith in soul transference, and dolls would go about as another home for the dead. The doll has genuine human hair, and underneath the scalp is a similarity of a human cerebrum. He was given the name Letta, or Letta, because of his European wanderer legacy, or on the grounds that the doll incidentally shouts, "Letta me out." Nothing insidious has been accounted for encompassing this doll as of late. Truth be told, subsequent to finding the doll, Walton's karma improved, and his collectibles business started to blast. In any case, a few eccentricities supposedly encompass Letta. It will rain at whatever point he's taken outside, and hanging pictures may tumble off the divider when he goes into a room. Mutts bark and endeavor to assault at whatever point they're close Letta, and individuals have said they feel mysteriously apprehensive and miserable when they see him. Letta is additionally, as far as anyone knows, fit for proceeding onward his own, changing positions while being carried. Number 1. Crystal, True, Monica, Charla, Isaac, Lily, Ashley, and Cameron. No, these aren't the names of numerous spirits possessing one doll. Rather, these are the names of the distinctive hat dolls that live with a group of 5 in Rustic, Pennsylvania. The proprietors of these dolls bought every one realizing that they were spooky. As agents of the paranormal, the proprietors needed to look at the dolls while additionally giving them a caring home. What's more, for our review joy, a camera has been set up to record the dolls the entire day and night long. A few people appreciate watching doggies and cats, others like watching a live feed of porcelain dolls. To each their own. Occasionally, the camera picks up some bizarre happenings around the dolls. In 2009, the camera got a ghost of what is dared to be a young man showing up at the base of the means.